Indiana Charlton, and I am the Minister of Well by Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digital. It's a great privilege and it comes with great responsibility, and I am here for the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. I'm your host today for the Kingdom of Canada's ministers. And I welcome all the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada that are watching online, and a special welcome to our VIPs who are our children. And they are our most valuable IAMs as they are our future. Welcome to our ancestors. Our ancestors have made it possible for us to be here in Queen Romana's timeline in the new era. Welcome to our honored guests watching online. We have heads of state, presidents, prime ministers, crown princes, crown princesses, and empresses. In South America, we have Africa, Asia, Australia, Eurasia, the Middle East, and Antarctica. Welcome to all the ministers and the provincial and city coordinators. And is our Minister of Natural Resources, and Davies, who is our Deputy Minister of Finance. And our Deputy Minister of Finance, John Bruce Davies, was with us last week, but vast amounts of decrees that were needed to be covered. We're going to bring him back on today so that he can join in and bring the rest of the decrees and the rest of what he wanted to discuss about the financial situation. And he's welcome to share with us as we welcome Paul Derrick Jancke to present us with his Ministry of Natural Resources. Welcome.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Greetings. I am His Excellency Paul Derrick Jancke, Minister of Natural Resources, live with Her Excellency Wendy Charlton, Minister of Well, and His Excellency John Bruce Davies, Deputy Minister of Finance. Grand Rising to all IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada, the IAMs around the world, VIPs of the VIPs are the children, Acting Chief of Staff, and Press Secretary, my fellow and Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digital. The VIPs of our future and the Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digital, Commander-in-Chief, Head of Government, Head of State, Business Chief, and Queen of the Kingdom of Canada's timeline. His Excellency Paul Derrick Jancke swear by benevolent Grand Master Creator to be loyal to the Kingdom of Canada's nationals, the Kingdom of Canada, and Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digital, not to divulge any of the state secrets, to maintain its interests and regulations internally and externally, duties with honor, honesty, integrity, and sincerity. So as the Minister of Natural Resources, number one, I harm not is to build national, provincial, and territorial municipal database with locations, quality, range of natural resources. We're going to commission natural resources and minerals exploration projects to know the total quantity of all natural resources for each kind. Number four, we're going to publish all natural resources and mineral resources of the total proven reserves. I'm going to build breathing, blood flowing Canadian nationals, baby girl, baby boy, born on this planet Earth, are to be known as Indigenous, forthwith entitled equal share to all natural resources found in the Kingdom of Canada. Exceptions are robots, artificial intelligence, mechanical, and clones. So on to Royal Decree number 58. All natural resources of the Kingdom of Canada now belong to all IAMs who are Indigenous to the Kingdom of Canada. Indigenous means all IAMs born in the Kingdom of Canada, not just the select few. So Royal Decree 111, all provinces, territories in the Kingdom of Canada shall retain 99% of all revenues and profits derived from collected and sold, sold natural resources, manufactured products sold, all finished products sold, and investments from the natural resources. So we'll start with in British Columbia. There is an abundance of forestry, fish, natural gas, oil, rare earth elements, agricultural land, as of fruit and vegetables, water, gold, coal, gems, aluminum, zinc, silver, limestone, just to name a few. So we'll move on to Alberta. We all know Alberta is known for its oil, but there's a lot more natural resources in Alberta, like coal, salt, ammonite shell, sandstone, dimension stone, diamonds, potash, peat, silica sand, other earth minerals, which are copper, gold, iron, lead, zinc, lithium, magnetite, rare earth elements, titanium, and uranium. So in Saskatchewan, as well as being a huge part of our agricultural land in the Kingdom of Canada, it also has copper, zinc, helium, lithium, coal, potash, sodium sulfate, natural gas, oil, uranium, potassium sulfate, which is used to make wallboard for home building. Saskatchewan has some of the richest uranium deposits in the world, third largest coal producer in the Kingdom of Canada, and the second largest oil producing province of the Kingdom of Canada, and the third largest natural gas producer in the Kingdom of Canada. In Manitoba, there's an abundance of fresh water, hydroelectricity, forestry, nickel, copper, zinc, gold, lithium, and a large part is agricultural land. And not to forget, every province has oil in it.
Every province?
Every province in the Kingdom of Canada has oil.
Wow, imagine that.
And everywhere there's water, there's oil.
Exactly. Everywhere there's water, there's oil.
That's incredible.
Canada, the Kingdom of Canada is water and oil.
Water and oil, and there's no shortage of water, so there can't be no shortage of oil.
We were always made to think it was Calgary and Edmonton that always had all the oil.
Yeah, it's not just Alberta in the Kingdom of Canada. Every province in the Kingdom of Canada has oil. So we're going to Ontario. With Ontario having a large part of the Canadian Shield Rock stretching through Ontario and Quebec, there is an abundance of natural resources and rare earth minerals. Also, gold and silver, copper, cobalt, diamonds, lithium, nickel, platinum, zinc, and large deposits of amethyst. Ontario has an abundance of forestry and water. Ontario is one of the leading producers of gold, nickel, platinum, and uranium dioxide, and iron. The first oil wells were found in Ontario in 1858 while looking for water. Where in southern Ontario produces non-metallic minerals including gypsum used for moldboard, lime, salt, crystals, and emeralds. The first diamond was found in 1920 by a rail worker in Peterborough, Ontario. So on to Quebec now. Products such as gold, iron, and nickel, diamonds, cut stone, forestry, water, sand and gravel, and peatland. As I had said before, all provinces have an abundance of oil. Where there's water, there is oil. And now, in New Brunswick, only is used in Davies into. Nova Scotia, new pipelines in our coast-to-coast corridors will be connecting all these provinces together. So in PEI, was only known for its potatoes, and now in the Kingdom of Canada, we know there is oil in every province because where there is water, there is oil. With PEI on the ocean, there's an abundance of seafood. As exploration continues, we will find out what resources are available in Prince Edward Island. So on to Newfoundland. Has iron ore, nickel, copper, zinc, gold, silver, dolomite stone, peat, aggregates, cobalt, and an abundance of seafood that they will once again be able to harvest for the IMs of the Kingdom of Canada. So on to the Northwest Territories of Nunavut. Diamonds, gold, silver, platinum-based metals, and zinc, copper, lead, and nickel. Iron ore is one of the purest, and it is found on the island of Baffin Island, Nunavut. There's over 60 different minerals in the Kingdom of Canada, and there's 15 different gemstones found in the Kingdom of Canada. Some of the gemstones are amethyst, ammolite, aquamarine, diamonds, emeralds, green jade, garnet, howlite, iolite, labradorite, opals, rudinite, sodalite, spinel, and tourmaline.
Oh, so those are all those gems that they want to make the jewelry out of. All the beautiful colors like the sodalite and spinel and the tourmaline. I think that's a greenish color, yes, or bluish.
Yes. And most of these gems are found as a byproduct when they mine for gold and copper and other rare earth minerals. Gemstones are used for jewelry and are really highly sought after and valuable.
So when they're looking for gold, they find all these different gems, so they have that as an extra.
Exactly, yes.
Bonus.
It's just a byproduct that they find in the stone and the rock when they're mining for
the gold.
Gold and silver and copper, especially, is where it's found in. So it's actually
that's an added bonus.
It is
Interesting.
Yes, they don't have to go looking for it. It comes with the gold and
yes,
and
you
copper.
just dig up the gold and you got all the rest of them.
Exactly.
So what do you think about that?
More abundance.
Yes.
Yeah.
More abundance,
And
yes.
for natural resources to share for all the IMs for the abundance of the Kingdom
guess-
of Canada.
Yes. I guess there's a lot of minerals and stuff in the Canadian Shield in Ontario.
Oh, yes, it's plentiful in the Canadian Shield rock. There's lots of minerals yet to be explored as our exploration continues in the Kingdom of Canada.
Well, Ontario is so huge.
Exactly.
So where is this Canadian Shield at? Where
Canadian Shield runs through northern Ontario to northern Quebec.
Oh, okay. Vast.
Vast area of diamonds and gold and copper in that area.
All for the IMs.
All for the IMs, yes. Well, all the IMs to share.
Yes,
equally.
because all provinces are gonna share everything from
Exactly.
every province, not
Yes.
just Ontario gets all theirs, right?
Exactly.
Equally.
Equal.
Yes, we're gonna get to that right shortly here.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I jumped in.
No, it's okay. So, as we said, 99% of all revenue and profits from the natural resources extracted and sold, refined and sold, manufactured products sold, all finished products sold, and investments will be used for infrastructure such as roads, bridges, parks, playgrounds for the VIPs. With all provinces having different sized populations, we will divide up all profits equally for every IM across the Kingdom of Canada who is a Canadian national. Only 1% goes to the National Bureau of Finance.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's abundance.
That's
Yeah.
abundance,
That's
yes.
abundance, yes.
Yes.
That's abundance right there.
Yes. Yeah, because 1%, can you imagine how huge that is with everything that we have in every province? That's huge.
Everything we have is for the IMs of the Kingdom
Yes,
of Canada.
But the 1%,
1%
that's going
is-
to be huge too.
Oh, obviously, yes.
Yeah,
That's just for the National
Bureau,
Finance
yes.
Bureau.
That'll be interesting.
Very.
Yes. So then Royal Decree number 108. Every February 3rd and August 3rd, all IMs will receive a loyalty check. And remember, February 3rd being the Kingdom of Canada Day.
Now, February the 3rd, if you remember, that was the day that Queen Romana was in Ottawa. February the
right.
3rd at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
And she told IMs of the Kingdom of Canada that they had their freedom.
Yes, that was the day.
That was the
that was
day.
the day of the raising of the flag.
And the burning of the
Corporate flag.
corporate flag.
Yeah,
Big
Yes,
day. Big
that
day.
was a big day. So I'm sure that most IMs would remember that if they watched any of the videos of Queen Romana in Ottawa that day.
exactly.
I would
And-
imagine so, yeah.
I was there that day, so it's etched into my mind.
Yes, we
I
were
was
all
there
watching.
too.
Yeah,
We were watching. Sure. That's great.
well, that was interesting.
Yes, so
I
it's-
did not realize the province had so much, like I thought that Prince Edward Island, and the workers there would leave the province to come out to work in the coal mines.
Coal
'Cause
mines
they-
and the oil patch and Alberta
Yeah.
and stuff. Which,
And had to leave their homes.
and now with the new exploration that we have going on in the east coast of Alberta.
So we would see a big influx to provinces and be able to be with their families and in abundance.
In abundance, exactly.
We went home there by
Yeah.
back to Newfoundland.
Yeah. That'd be
Wow.
great news. So we'll move on to Royal Decree 139. A $1 trillion investment into processing and manufacturing plants for our mining industry. Rare earth minerals have yet to be discovered.
Okay, so with that, across the Kingdom of Canada, like I'm interested in the water part because of the farmers that they can't grow their crops because of the drought, like in these prairie provinces. And then with the sewer and fresh drinking water for people, there's people that don't even have fresh drinking water. So that's going to be a whole new
Right.
world for all the IMs.
It will, all the farm, everybody will have water.
Yes,
Everybody will have clean drinking water in the Kingdom of Canada.
we don't even realize how many don't have clean drinking water.
That's right. It'll be great for
Every
all
IM.
IMs in
Yes.
the Kingdom of Canada.
Wow, abundance.
Abundance for sure. So also with the $1 trillion investment, we will reactivate pipelines and oil refineries that were previously built and abandoned due to the old system government. The will was not to provide we the IMs of the Kingdom of Canada of oil and gas. The $1 trillion will be divided up into $20 billion for each province, Northwest Territory and Nunavut. So that would be great news that each province will have an abundance of money for exploration, extraction, and processing of our new minerals.
And then they'll be able to build their own refineries.
Exactly, we'll have our own processing plants and finished products.
And we won't have to pay such a high price for
Exactly.
oil, gas. Every province will have their own.
Every province will.
The price of fuel should plummet.
Back to the 1955 prices.
Exactly.
Can't wait.
So in Royal Decree number 138, the forest industry, there will be an immediate halt of all grades of lumber in the Kingdom of Canada for export. Immediate halt effective June 18, 2023. So that means all grades of lumber exports from qualities 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be halted until every Canadian nationals have their home. Just in 2022, the Kingdom of Canada exported $8 billion worth of softwood lumber to the world annually, and 12.7 billion board feet of softwood lumber to the United States of America. That's enough lumber to go across the Kingdom of Canada 10 times or build 2 million homes from 12 billion board feet of softwood lumber.
And our homeless people living on the streets
Yep.
do not have homes, and we exported all of that good grade lumber
Yeah,
out of
exactly.
the country, and that won't happen no more.
That's why, and that's what I'm going to get to right now.
Okay.
And this is why Her Royal Majesty Queen of Manitoba has made this Royal Decree 138 to halt all lumber exports as of June 18, 2023, until every Canadian national have their home.
Okay.
So that was great news.
All those supposed free trade agreements were supposed to be beneficial to us.
Yes.
Yeah, not
Not
beneficial
so
at all.
beneficial to us.
No, it wasn't.
No.
That's great. So in Royal Decree number 9, law and barter permits goods and services, goods and goods, services and services to be exchanged without monetary exchange, meaning no money needed. For example, as we open new manufacturing plants and create new products, we may need different minerals from other countries so we can barter with them, our product for their product.
So we can barter with another country, no money.
Exactly, yeah.
So if they need something of ours,
That's right,
we can get something of theirs that we want. So
exactly.
we can barter. So that's what barter means.
That's what barter means. We have an abundance of wheat in the province of Saskatchewan, and with that, we can use some of that to barter with other
Another
countries.
that doesn't
On-
have the wheat.
Exactly. So we can use certain minerals that Kingdom of Canada may not have, that we can barter with other countries and receive those minerals for our manufacturing needs.
Okay, so that's where the international trade will come in, and they will figure out exactly what we need from other countries that we can barter from the Kingdom of
Exactly.
Canada.
That's right.
That'll be really good for every IM all around the world, not just the Kingdom of Canada, all around the world,
Yes,
correct?
exactly. So as we trade wheat from our farmers for their minerals, for our manufacturing, not even exchanging any money. So we encourage the IMs of the Kingdom of Canada to use the Royal Decree Number 9 with your neighbor and trade goods and services, as we IMs are abundant in wealth and resources. So now in Royal Decree 61. So 75% of natural resources will stay in the Kingdom of Canada, and only 25% will be used for exports and imports. And that's exactly what we're talking about, how we can reuse our resources of abundance.
And then we only let 25% go.
That's it. Only 25% will be allowed to be
leave.
bartered or traded with, and 75% stays in the Kingdom of Canada.
But with resource that we have here now that is new to us because we've been lied to forever, but also with water being piped across the Kingdom of Canada, look at the crops that we can produce, and look at where we have the drought, and then we have flooding, and all of the provinces, they like British Columbia with all the big orchards and all the fruit and vegetables. Instead of getting them from another country, we can use our own.
I think a lot of the flooding in Red Deer, usually in Alberta, is probably done on purpose.
Yes.
It wipes out a lot of crops.
Well,
But now the dams, and it'll all be regulated, and pipelines, and the farmers will get their water.
what's going to happen to the dams, you think?
Well, I'm sure the water will be regulated in different ways.
Yes, because why should we let someone below think that all the water belongs to them
Right.
when we get ours taken from us? So I think we're going to see big changes in the dams and the waterways. And then with the water piped right across, it's going to be like an even playing field. Nobody's going to have abundance of water in one area because it's recreational, right?
Exactly.
We'll be using it for farmland.
Yes,
Right.
everybody in the Kingdom of Canada will have access to all our natural resources and minerals
Right.
equally.
And then if maybe a pipeline breaks of oil or water, it can be shut off and another province can supply till it's repaired. So there's always abundance of everything, no shortages.
No.
No, and I can bring up with the Kookanusa, it's called the Kootenai River, the Canada and US in the southeastern part of British Columbia, where they dam it down at Libby, Montana, and they use it for their recreation down there. And it's also used for recreation in British Columbia. But what they did was they flooded all of the good farmland.
Yeah.
And I'm from that area, so I am familiar with how they flooded all the area. And the IMs that lived there, they got nothing for their land, and they had farmed it right from the beginning. So I'm really interested in the water.
Again, a dam is for control, right?
Yes,
They control everything. They control the water, everything.
so there won't be any
No more.
more, right?
No more.
Exactly. It'll be
Equal access to
equal
water,
access for everybody, so our
Right.
crops are plentiful each year.
It's a new era.
the
It's a
new era,
exactly.
and we're in it, and
We're in
it's wonderful. The new timeline.
The new timeline, new era, exactly. So as a minister of natural resources, most open and transparent with the revenues that will be distributed equally to every Canadian national.
Bit of a glitch there in the,
Yes, looks like we lost a little bit.
but we're back.
But that's good. You can go back over that.
Yes, I'll go back to Rural Decree number 161, where 75% of all natural resources will stay in the Kingdom of Canada, and only 25% will be used for exports and imports. So I'll be working closely with all other ministries to be open and transparent with the revenues that will be distributed equally to all and every Canadian national. In closing, so just think, in America, when a child is born, they inherit a debt of an average of $100,000 from the old system. Where in the Kingdom of Canada, a newborn baby boy and baby girl will inherit the wealth from the natural resources. So the average VIP or child in the Kingdom of Canada will be a millionaire.
Wow.
So our VIPs of VIPs are a royalty to the kingdom in our future. We're removing the enslavement the old system had us in. We're in the new era on Her Royal Majesty Queen Romanda's timeline under natural law. So there's 230 royal decrees under natural law. So we ask you, please go to www.thekingdomofcanada.ca.
So that's where the IMs can find all the royal decrees and read them themselves.
Exactly.
And you've just touched on a few of them today, but this is very interesting in your natural resources where everything is back to the IMs, and to be able to find out exactly what each province has, I'm kind of shocked because I didn't realize that all of the provinces had so many resources.
Exactly. Canada is not just about oil in the west and wheat and water. We have all kinds of gold and silver and minerals throughout the whole Kingdom of Canada.
And gems, precious gems.
Everything. We're an abundance of everything in the Kingdom of Canada.
And fish and seafood.
Exactly.
Which we probably haven't even been able to access because all of the good ones leave and go to another country, right?
Exactly. The old system, corporation, government hid everything from us.
Again, I wasn't aware that all the provinces were so abundant in natural resources because the old system always projected that lack. You know, everything was scarce, so we could raise the price of everything and the corporations make their money.
So the Kingdom of Canada is abundant.
Yep.
Very, very much abundant in all resources in the Kingdom of Canada. Like I said, there's some 60 different minerals in the Kingdom of Canada, and as exploration carries on, we're going to probably find new minerals in the Kingdom of Canada. So there's lots to look forward to. Yeah, it's not over, that's for sure.
And we've been led to believe that all of these minerals and whatever, we've had to go elsewhere so that we can pay big price, right, to get them.
Exactly, yeah.
And here we have them in our own backyard.
Exactly. Everything's here in Canada, and that's why Her Royal Majesty wrote that decree for Royal Decree 139 of a $1 trillion investment into exploration. And
because a lot of these new minerals could be used in the newer technologies that are coming also.
exactly, there's lots of new technologies that are about to come forward and make mining and the extraction of all these minerals a lot easier.
So we have how many hidden patents from us of different, that we're going to use different minerals to produce these patents that they've been hidden from us. Like, for instance, we will have replicators. So what kind of minerals will you use to build a replicator? We don't know yet. It's all going to be something that's going to be new for all of us.
Exactly, yes, there's, I know that there's cobalt and is one of the higher strength steels that are used for aviation and stuff like that, so it's,
So you mean we're gonna use cobalt for our flying cars?
Yeah.
exactly. We're gonna need all the minerals that we find now to build our flying cars.
Flying car, if you wanna have a flying car, you can
Exactly.
still have a drivable one, right?
Yeah,
But with, the royal decree of, we're gonna be using hydrogen for fuel, right?
exactly.
Instead of
Fusion.
gas.
Fusion and, compressed air as they do have airlines and engines that already operate on compressed air theory, so.
The combustible engine would be a thing of the past finally.
In
Well,
time.
We
yes,
had it for 100 years.
Yeah, they'll probably.
Should have been done a long time ago.
We'll have more environmentally safe engines.
And then with our highways that are gonna be 6 lanes,
Exactly.
wow, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
One lane is for the ambulances, which will have a med bed in it, so
Mhm.
there's going to be no delay in any IM receiving treatment, depending on, what would happen. There's always
Mhm.
going to be, accidents and things, but we have ready to access it too. And then 2 lanes are for transportation of goods, right?
Yeah. And there'll be a lane just for flying cars,
Yes.
and there'll be train also.
Oh, the MagLab train you're talking about.
Yeah, the Mammogram train. That's where a lot of our resources will be need to construct that one.
Because you can go from one end of the Kingdom of Canada to the other side in one day. So could you imagine about the transportation of our produce, like say for produce in British Columbia, all the apples and fruits and whatever, to the other side of the country, and whatever the country, the seafood, back to the other side.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it'll be only a couple hours across the kingdom in the Mammogram train.
Well, it's hard to imagine that because we know that to get across the province of Ontario, it takes 4 days. So that's really mind blowing for me
Mm-hmm.
to know that you could be in Vancouver in the morning and be in PEI for dinner, right?
Exactly.
And free.
And free
Yeah.
to all the IMs
All
of
the
the Kingdom
IMs,
of
yeah.
Canada.
Mhm.
What
Free
a
transportation.
beautiful era that we're in. Our future is so bright and shiny, and with all of the new financial systems and things, and with the natural resources and
The natural resources that'll be coming back to the IM to the Kingdom of Canada will be,
right.
We'll be working hand in hand
exactly,
quite a bit, I think.
yeah.
And with great responsibility for our ministries, we are here for the IMs of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. We are here for them.
Yes, and what else in remember, we are all Indigenous IMs
Yes,
in
And-
the Kingdom of Canada.
that was kind of a surprising thing for me because I always thought that the Indigenous were the select few
No, the Indigenous is everybody.
where they had their cards and they didn't have to pay tax and they had special privileges. But here we are, we're Indigenous.
Yeah, we all are Indigenous.
We all are Indigenous.
Yes.
It's going to be wonderful to see everybody come together as one
Yes,
in the Kingdom of Canada.
Yeah, and share all the resources with one another and
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
and it's gonna
be
be
abundant.
love, prosperity, and abundance, and
Peace.
everyone,
And peace.
and peace, yes, peace.
Yeah.
Of course, peace will be most important, but love is most important for our fellow IMs. So with your ministry, did you want to recap anything before we let His Excellency John Bruce Davies continue on with the Ministry of Finance?
No, other than, kind of just letting all IMs in the Kingdom of Canada understand that every province is abundance and all other resources, not just water and oil. Every province is abundance and all kinds of resources that will benefit every IM in the Kingdom of Canada in the future.
So as we all share the abundance of the resources of the whole Kingdom of Canada and also the foods and everything else, there's no more lack. It's
No more
just
lack.
abundance from here on in, right?
More lack. With the water pipelines and stuff, we'll be able to grow a lot more of the fruits that we once had
Oh,
in
and
the
we
Kingdom of
could
Canada.
talk about the weather too, where the weather has been manipulated by HARP. So if we go back to how the weather really should be, we're gonna have better growing seasons. We won't have those really cold winters where you can't grow anything.
We'll lose our reputation of living in igloos.
Yeah, Her Excellency, Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana had mentioned that one time we'll be able to grow coconuts and mangoes in Canada.
Yes, she did. I remember that. And the weather is what's the temperature we were supposed to be able to see? Was it 17?
17.
17. What a number, eh?
And 17 in the alphabet is Q.
It's cute. Yes, it is.
Imagine that.
And it all ties in together, right?
Well, I think so, yes.
Yeah. So would 17 be Fahrenheit or centigrade? What are we talking here?
That's in Celsius.
In Celsius?
Yes, which would be close to 70 degrees
Okay.
Fahrenheit.
So 17 and 17 is 34 plus 30 is 64, so give or take a
Yeah, it'd be
few.
close to 70 degrees.
That's the easiest way to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not a bad temperature, 70.
No,
I still like the hot ones though.
Well, we're gonna probably have some hotter days, but I think that even temperature out and the Earth's, the planet's surface is gonna warm up instead of being frozen, that everything will flourish, right?
exactly.
And the water and what about the sun?
There's things to be said about the sun. It'll be nice
When we get the real sun?
when we get the real. It's for every IM in the Kingdom of Canada is you're going to receive royalties from all the natural resources.
Twice a year.
Twice a year, you're going to receive royalties from it.
And you can imagine that.
Yeah. And as we explore, we're going to find more.
But
And
eventually we won't need money,
No, it'll be so abundant.
that we'll have everything that we
We'll
need,
have everything we need.
and we'll be able to live in peace, prosperity, and love.
Exactly.
And replicators.
And a replicator, so we won't have to do dishes, right? We'll just take the tablecloth and throw it right in, because everything is energy, right?
Exactly.
But I'd kind of like to do some baking along the way.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be the conventional way stuff.
Make some cookies every once in a while
Yeah.
instead of replicating.
Exactly, yes.
So would you like
Yes,
to
so let's say thank you to all IMs in the Kingdom of Canada around the world for being with us today.
Yeah, that was really great.
Thank you very much for that. I can't wait to be working with you side by side.
Yes, we'll all be working together,
All ministries
all hand in hand, working together.
to make Kingdom of Canada a better place.
Yes. So with that, would you like to continue on with more of your information that you would have brought last week that we're bringing this week?
Okay, what I did is I have a variety of just a mix of decrees. You know, some get left kind of behind. So this is what I've done. So I have Grand Rising and greetings to all IMs of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world, and Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digiulo. Last week I focused heavily on forensic audit side of taking care of business, showing that Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digiulo will not tolerate 1 ounce of corruption in the Kingdom of Canada. All prior violators will be unearthed and the truth will be known. Now I would like to present to you a variety of Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Digilo's royal decrees that touch on a variety of different topics and then focus more on the military and our military veterans and our beautiful ladies and men serving presently in the Kingdom of Canada's Armed Forces, Special Forces, Air Force, Navy, etc. So I'd like to start with this royal decree. This royal decree is number 178. This will make IMs very happy. It's a reduction of government by 90% to 10%. This will eliminate all the waste in the old system, old government, all the deputies of the deputies of the deputies' offices, total waste in the past. For instance, a Ministry of Transportation, they create a license, a driver's license, and then they create a whole ministry around it so that they can collect more taxes. It's and hidden as user fees, but it's taxes, more taxes.
Makes them rich.
Yeah. Royal Decree 110 is full and complete release of all corporate patents. Everything that's been patented by corporations and hidden from the general public or IMs will now be released and exposed for all IMs to benefit from them personally or in business endeavors. So there's over 6,000 of them. So let that sink in. That's a lot of business endeavors.
So what about the business endeavors? Did you touch on that last week about when the IMs want to go into business, that they won't have all these licensing fees and whatever that they needed, and then a certain amount goes back to the IMs?
There won't be any licensing, business fees. Yes, going forward, when the fiat money system dies, corporations will be there, but they won't have any money. They won't be worth anything, so they will need funding, and they'll have to come to the Kingdom of Canada IMs for that funding if that's what they want. They have that choice. But the Kingdom of Canada IMs will control 51% of the shares of that particular company, and they will collect the royalties from that.
So that goes back into
Company,
the pot then?
which is investment.
The same as the natural resources, it goes back into the pot.
It's investment for IMs of the Kingdom of Canada.
Wow.
So more abundance. Another royal decree I have is Royal Decree number 131. We've all watched in the past the price of housing just skyrocket. And over a 20-year period, I've watched housing go, say, $200,000 to over $1 million in 20 years, which is absolutely insane. And that's false inflation. And that's the bankers and the corporations have created that false inflation from the fiat money. It's another benefit of the fiat currency that they had, that they could do this. So they're going to take all the false inflation from real estate will all be removed, and we'll be going back to housing prices of 1955.
Oh.
That's an incredible.
Got any examples?
Say a house that's just over $1 million, probably be able to buy for approximately $25,000.
Back in the 1955 prices.
That's the drops we're looking at, because it's all false inflation.
And then 92% drop or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Huge. It's all
every IM will have a beautiful home.
Yeah, going forward. Yeah, that's another decree where Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Digilow would like everybody to have a home in the Kingdom of Canada, and free of charge, no payments. So that's abundance again there. Royal Decree number 106 is the prohibition of Kingdom of Canada's utilities. So guess what? No more hydro bill, no more gas bill, no more water bill, sewage bill. They're all a thing of the past. And the old system, like Derrick Jancke, Derrick Jancke has said that we all are entitled to the natural resources. We always were, but these oligarchs or the old system, they took them from us, kept them from us, and they put a meter on them, knowing that we would use them. They would meter what we used and they could charge money for it, therefore making huge profits for their corporation.
With the delivery charges.
Delivery charges
Look at the
and
bill, the delivery charges are way more than what the electricity or whatever costs.
in selling the resources that were rightfully ours back to us. And I don't know how they were able to do that, but they've been doing it for the last 100 years anyway.
Well, it was perfected. They did it over and over and over again, so it was perfected, and they got away with it. And who's around that could tell us what was happening 150 years ago? Does anybody have anyone that could tell you what was going on then? No. So we don't know what was happening then. We're just know what's happening now and what they tell us and what they feed us.
Correct.
Which is all not true.
Another royal decree I have to present is number 104. And that's the prohibitions and restrictions and limitations to foreign students in the Kingdom of Canada. So our schools and universities, etc., are full of foreign students, and Her Majesty Queen Romana Digilo would like to put a stop to that and give those opportunities back to IMs of the Kingdom of Canada in those spots. And schooling will also be free as well. So that's huge. We've lost. We need to fertilize or embellish, make better the brains in our country, in the Kingdom of Canada.
Well, you're going to have that anyway once we get rid of vaccinations and things, because that's when we start off with our babies, vaccinating them. They lose their thinking, knowledge, power, and that's why we see so much of the childhood problems in school, that they label the child as that they are. I don't want to mention any of the labels that they put on the children, but then they label them, and our children don't move forward, but they will now that we're going to be homeschooled. And the parent will stay at home with the child, and the child will excel in their natural gifts. Everyone has a natural gift. Right. It's just that it's buried because of vaccinations and whatever.
Well, in the old system, also orchestrated moving all our manufacturing, etc., overseas, and literally working at just destroying the Kingdom of Canada for foreign interests and making profits for themselves.
Right.
That's all going to be stopped. It's all been stopped. Going forward, aerospace, technology, security, defense, industry, coding, manufacturing, mining, oil, gas, farming, and fishing.
So, do you have anything you'd like to comment about these VIP that will be able to excel in their natural gifts?
Whichever gifts they have, they'll have the opportunity to explore it more fully and develop as a better IM for the Kingdom of Canada and represent the Kingdom of Canada.
So an example I'd like to bring up it is, you have a child that excels mechanically, but they can't pass the exams.
Right there.
And so they're held back, right? So they've got these number of years where they can fix anything, but they can't pass the test to get
I
the,
think there's 4 different types of learning.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, visual.
So with that, they'll excel in what they, their
What
gifts
they-
are.
Yeah, and their gifts are what they enjoy doing.
And then when they enjoy doing what they enjoy, they're going to be way better at it, and they're going to share and help their fellow IMs with whatever their gift is.
Correct. I'm just going to repeat that decree, just because there's 2 parts to it.
Okay,
So Royal Decree number 104 is prohibitions, restrictions for limitations on foreign students in the Kingdom of Canada. Foreign students are restricted from enrolling and studying in science, engineering, aerospace, technology, security and defense, auto industry, computer programming and coding, manufacturing, mining, oil and gas, farming and fishing. And number 2 of that decree, foreign students' population in the Kingdom of Canada schools must not exceed 0.01% of 100% total school population at any given school year. So that's going to open up a lot of opportunity for Canadian nationals in our schools.
so what do you think the advantage was of having the foreign students?
I think
Was it a financial thing? Was it higher
some
ups?
financial, some maybe get a chance to live in the Kingdom of Canada, immigration wise.
Yes,
could be-
it's all been hidden anyway, so
could be
we
a whole-
really don't
yeah.
know, right?
Be a lot of different reasons. North America is the largest enslaved population through taxation. The old system government and many other countries around the world used narratives that taxes had to be collected to fund the war effort. After the wars ended, they continued to tax we the people decade after decade. Taxes are paid by we the people, yet the old system government services require some sort of user fee. They're all hidden taxes. They're double dipping. Tax, tax, tax. No more of that. So Royal Decree number 119, are you ready for this one? Payroll deductions are prohibited in the Kingdom of Canada. Plain and simple. Your hard-earned money is yours to keep, free and clear. Nothing will be taken from your paycheck.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. You'll be able to take the whole check home instead of half.
Well, you figure some people working overtime, almost half their check goes, more than half their check sometimes.
Well, they think they're getting ahead by working overtime, but actually they're just paying more tax. You're better off to take the day off, right?
And then you're paying more CPP, the old pension plan, and there's no pension there.
Well, I'm sure
Anyway.
that you're familiar with that, making big money when you were working in the construction, right?
Oh, yes, but they, like you said, the old tax system took almost half your paycheck, so
So, well, that was all part of being a slave, right?
that's the old system, yeah.
Yes, the old
And
system,
in the new era, it won't be like that, that's for sure.
right? You'll work and you'll make what you want to make, and you'll work when you want to work,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. I have a sister, the sister decree to that one is 185, and that's the prohibition of third-party payroll deductions. It's unlawful, fraudulent, corrupt, and criminal for any third-party individual, nonprofit organizations, for-profit, private, public foundations, associations, or corporations to deduct automatically money from payroll of any Canadian national for whatsoever purposes or reasons. Another term for the old system was to garnish your wages, meaning the old system could go into your bank account or have your employer take a percentage of your paycheck and submit it to the old system even before you saw your paycheck. A little glitch there. So I'll go back and redo Royal Decree number 39. In the Kingdom of Canada, there will be no further collection of taxes in the Kingdom of Canada other than the flat 10% goods and goods, services and services tax applied to non-exempt goods or luxury items. In this royal decree, yes, you heard that correctly, no taxes. Won't that be great?
Yes, yeah.
Take all your own.
Yeah, just on your luxury items like automobiles, and the first time you buy a house, a new home, I think it will only be taxed once when it's new.
Yeah, and then the next person that buys it doesn't have to pay tax.
Exactly, there'd be no more paying taxes on like used vehicles or anything. It's one-time tax
Yeah,
on
so-
luxury items.
And we'll all have abundance, so we can all have whatever we want the first time around. And you won't have to worry about, oh, we gotta pay this much tax or whatever.
Just alone, the taxes when you buy, sell a home, plus the percentage you're paying a real estate agent to sell a home for you, for what reason?
Mhm.
You know, you can sell your own home.
Well, it's because now they've worked in there that you have to have these home inspections and you have to have this and you have to have that. So you just can't go yourself and sell your house, because then you're worried that something's gonna come back on you, that your house wasn't perfectly sound.
All creative narratives
Yes, all
to
creative.
control.
Yeah.
Control for money.
Mhm. And then you go and you get a mortgage, so by the time you pay for that one house, you paid for it for 3 times.
Right.
But who's got the money that they can just go out and buy a house? You know, unless you have abundance from parents or grandparents, the normal person has got to work paycheck to paycheck. So you're paying for that same house 3 times by the time and who gets to pay it off? Like by the time you pay your mortgage off, what is it, 35 years or 30 years or whatever?
Yeah.
So
another, going forward, building pipelines and all the mining that's going to be going on, etc. This particular decree, a lot of times, electricians, plumbers, millwrights, they all get their journeyman license, and they want to go work in another province, and they can't because the license isn't good. If you go from, say, Newfoundland to Quebec, the license is no good. You have to redo it. So that really, if somebody wants to just move, get a new license, they can't cross the provincial border and work at what they're good at. What they're not. Number 2 is the elimination of all interprovincial licenses. It's going to be very beneficial to a lot
I
of
think so. Yeah.
a lot of people, a lot of IMs would be happy across Canada or the Kingdom of Canada. This will also be very beneficial to people working, IMs working out in rural areas, etc. And people will want to leave the cities and move out to rural areas, which I'm sure a lot of people, IMs would like to do that.
And then you'll see the other way around too. People that live in the country are going to want to move to the cities because they want to live in a city.
Correct.
And they'll have abundance. They'll be able to have whatever they want. They'll have replicators. They won't have to worry about whatever. So it's going to work both ways. So everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
All the IMs will be where they want to be.
Exactly. Now this next royal decree is totally off topic, but you have to ask yourself, why would there be a decree for this particular subject? And what the royal decree is 186. And it's the immediate stoppage and prohibition and criminalization of mammogram examination services in the Kingdom of Canada. The old system was intentionally harming our beautiful ladies. That's some food for thought. And Her Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo has put a stop to this. Can you imagine, again, to make money without the consideration of life? That's pretty powerful.
Well, and there's other medical procedures that they perform so that they can bring forward a false prognosis of what's going on. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely
we
a
were talking
whole,
about colonoscopies and endoscopies, and they can find something and say that they found
yeah,
they could say that they found abnormal cells, but you would think that, oh, abnormal means it's, it's going to be a death sentence, which sometimes it is.
right.
So with that being said about the mammograms, what they're doing is it's causing more harm than it is causing good. And I
Exactly.
think there was in Ontario at one point in time where there was a whole bunch of false prognosis, and lots of our beautiful ladies had mastectomies
Yeah.
because of a false
Mhm.
prognosis. And with that comes big risk because of surgeries, infections, mental problems because of disfiguration.
Yeah.
There's
So
a
it's a
lot of
whole
things.
different, it's a whole subject, that subject's a whole nother,
That's right, and I'm glad that you did
Whole
bring it
different
in
animal.
there, but it is something to really think about.
to me, that one really,
I could see that you got a little bit emotional there.
well, I have family that's been through that kind of stuff, so, yeah, family and friends actually that have been through that, so.
Yeah, I could see that you were getting a little emotional there.
So now, as I stated earlier, I would like to focus on our military and our, all as a young man growing up, hearing about different wars, watching movies and hearing stories of war soldiers, what they go through. Lots of severe physical wounds, for instance, terrible burns, loss of limbs. Also suffer wounds in many levels of severity as well. Many times when our ladies and men return from deployment of some kind, prosthetic limb, a place to live, or counseling for traumas that they've experienced during their deployment. Veterans may require funding to get on their feet until they find employment. Veterans have all sorts of different needs. More times than not, our ladies and men are turned away or met with closed doors. Many of our veterans wind up homeless. It's absolutely disgusting how the old system treated our returning veterans. Her Majesty Royal Queen Romana Digilo, has great compassion for these brave IMs and created several decrees to make sure veterans of armed forces, special forces, Navy, Space Force, etc. will be taken care of with the absolute care they require. So Royal Decree number 13, Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo issues this royal decree reinstating in full at their previous posts all ranks of the Canadian military generals and officers falsely accused of sexual misconduct and politically persecuted. This persecution towards these military officials was a way to get them out of the way so they could carry on with their benevolent narratives. Royal Decree 69, increase our forces, special forces, and 20%. Zero taxes deducted from all military paychecks. Big,
They're better, right?
definitely.
So they fought for us, but yet they come back and nobody looks at them.
Royal Decree number 169, outside jurisdiction, deployment, and cancellations of all outside jurisdiction deployment of all military personnel, prohibition of deployment of arms or weapons, financial aid of all Kingdom of Canada Special Forces, Space Force, Navy, Air Force, etc. So that means no more deployment into wars, etc. No more peacekeeping narratives. Royal Decree number 96. Kingdom of Canada, Armed Forces, Special Forces, Veterans. Financial settlements. nullification of all unlawful charges against individual groups of the Kingdom of Canada Armed Forces and Special Forces veterans, and continuity of care. That's a tongue twister, that word
was
for
a
me
tongue
for some
twister,
reason.
yes.
Royal Decree number 70. The Kingdom of Canada's Special Forces budget is $650 billion. And this is going to upgrade and allow out of the United States of America's Armed Forces. Of Kingdom of Canada's Armed Forces, I'll start that one over. Purchase or build of newest and latest spacecrafts, ships, interstellar aircrafts, aircraft carrier, vehicles, arms, etc., etc. Uniform change for the Kingdom of Canada. A uniform change for the Kingdom of Canada's flag and new military patches designed by we the people. And the newest and latest technologies only. So military shine.
It's about time.
I'd like to say to the IMs of the Kingdom of Canada or around the world that our new sheriff, Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo, and natural law are here moving forward. Some IMs will ask themselves, where's all this money going to come from? It's already here. You have to do the research and educate yourselves to what has really gone on with all IM's money, especially for the last 100 years. No one will do this research for you. That's the beauty of it. Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo has already told you the true meaning of a queen. So go find the answers. I can assure you that there is no crown covered in jewels with a true monarch.
So you've uncovered some of it today with letting us know about all of the natural resources, and you're letting us know about the financial things. So that's part of the research a bit more, but this is a good part of it, right?
Yeah, the IMs have to do research. You actually have to do the research. You can listen to people all day long, but you have to actually research it and get it in your own brain, and then it'll register. Growing up in my younger years, I always remember jokes being made about our Canadian military. That we only had 6 guns and a couple of ships and some submarines that we purchased secondhand. That were very good at holding water due to them leaking. Going forward in the Kingdom of Canada, the end of rogue clandestine projects where the funding is all hidden. The Kingdom of Canada had money to buy good submarines or build submarines, but where did that money go? With Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo issuing a royal decree to upgrade our military to be on par or to exceed the military of our neighbors to the south, we the people of the Kingdom of Canada can have pride in our military equipment again. Our service members will only be called to service in the country to help our own IMs in the Kingdom of Canada. And this upgrade in the military equipment will only be used in the Kingdom of Canada if it would be put into a situation where called upon to defend herself. The Khazarian Mafia controlled North America, and they did not want the IMs of the Kingdom of Canada to have a military might or force equal to other countries, as it did not fit their narrative. The kingdom was on its way to being a superpower. The project was scrapped February 20th in the year of 1959. This was all Kingdom of Canada's technology, knowledge, etc. The technology of the Kingdom of Canada's BlackBerry cell phone soon met with as well. These incidences in the Kingdom of Canada's history were all pre-planned narratives. Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo, having we the peoples and the Kingdom of Canada's best interest at heart will never allow this to happen ever again. The Kingdom of Canada first. I'd like to personally thank Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo, Commander-in-Chief, Head of Government, Head of State, President, and
I think with the technical problem is that all the truth that's coming out is giving us a technical problem with
the
us.
truth bombs.
Yes, us three are causing a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, we're getting glitches.
It's too high.
Yeah,
We're fixing it up.
that's right.
Okay, sorry, carry on.
So I just had my closing. The project of the Delta Wing aircraft of the Avro Aero was scrapped in February. This was all Kingdom of Canada's technology, scientists, etc. Technology of the Kingdom of Canada's BlackBerry cell phone soon met this similar resistance as well. These incidences in the Kingdom of Canada's history were all pre-planned narratives. Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo, having we the people in the Kingdom of Canada's best interest at heart, will never allow this to ever happen again. The Kingdom of Canada first. I would like to personally thank Her Royal Majesty Queen Ramana Didulo, Commander-in-Chief, Head of Government, Head of State, President, National Indigenous Chief, Queen of the Kingdom of Canada, for giving we the people of the Kingdom of Canada true freedom. February 3rd, 22.
Yes.
The new era in the Kingdom of Canada. True freedom for all IAMs in the Kingdom of Canada is here. The end of financial slavery system. We have all been enslaved for over 100 years. A kingdom where every mouth is fed, every single IAM owns their own home. Our VIPs will be free to dream and create, use their imaginations again. There is no limit to what a child can dream. Where the question of what do you want to be when you grow up has meaning again. IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada. The best you deserve, the best you will have. Peace, prosperity, and love. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Thank you. So let's just do a recap here with the financial and the natural resources, and also with myself being the Minister of Well, and we will all move forward into health and happiness and
Health and wealth and wealth.
Abundance, yeah.
And abundance,
Yeah.
and the beds and what they're going to do for each and every IM that we have been poisoned from vaccinations and whatever
Food.
along the way, food,
Our air's
water,
been poisoned, their food's been poisoned.
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
right from the beginning to enslave us. So as we move forward in this abundance,
Queen
it's,
Ramana Didulo has removed all this cacrostocracy.
well, that's
Of
one
the old
word I
system.
can't say.
Yeah, the old system.
The old
Yeah.
system is gone, right?
Exactly.
And we're in the new era,
New era.
and we're in Queen Ramana's
Timeline.
timeline, and we're staying in it and moving forward.
And again, I can't stress enough, go do the research. And www.thekingdomofcanada.ca, you'll find all the decrees, and they're absolutely incredible.
Yes, and they're all under natural law, and that's what we are in right now, the new era, new natural law. Everyone is going to flourish, and we've had a wonderful session here today.
Yeah.
Did you want to bring up anything
Well,
else?
one other thing I forgot to mention was the hemp industry.
Oh, okay.
The food hemp will be now once again grown in the Kingdom of Canada, and the manufacturing plants and processing plants will all need to be built for those, and the product, they make clothing out of it, they build homes from it.
Hempcrete.
Hempcrete, and it's fire resistant and rodent resistant. And,
And what's the ratio of
The
like
25%, I believe it was. 25% on a plot. It was gonna be hemp.
Hemp with the farmlands?
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
yeah, and a hemp, you'll get a hemp crop, every, 16 weeks, so.
And that's how
Wow,
fast it
4
grows.
months, in 4 months you'll have a crop of hemp, so you can almost get 2 crops a season for the
Wow.
hemp industry.
So that means our trees are gonna be able to live.
Exactly, won't need as many trees if we can use the hemp to build homes and clothing and stuff, so.
But not just the trees for growing, we need them for the oxygen in the
Yeah,
air.
well, the hemp actually gives off more oxygen per acre than the trees do, so.
Well, that's interesting, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
so we move into that. People
Go-
will be
going-
growing their own hemp,
The
what do you call them, a plantation?
Yeah,
or
plantation, pretty much, yes.
how do they grow? What do they look like when they're mature?
What would you say, it's kind of like,
Like a bamboo?
almost, yeah, it's like, there's a hollow
Hollow?
stem to them.
Oh, so, but that brings in, you need the water, right?
Exactly.
So they
Water
have to
irrigation
grow.
for them, and
And every single part of the plant can be used for all kinds of things.
exactly.
The
The
whole
stalk,
plant.
the stem, we'll use everything from it.
Medicines, soaps, all kinds of stuff.
So the
Building.
industry is, the hemp.
No waste from that plant.
No,
So hempcrete is what? Is it a product you make out of it, sort of like a cement or,
yeah, it's kind of like a cement also, yeah.
and you can build homes from
Yeah,
it? Like a
construct homes.
basement or
Yeah, the whole house,
the whole house?
yeah.
Mm, wow.
In the past, hemp was, they didn't use hemp because it would have ruined other
Oh, yes.
products or.
Well, anything that was good for the IMs, the old system took it away from us. And
Oh, yeah.
so Queen Amanda has brought this all back for us.
Brought the abundance back
Brought the
for all of
abundance.
us IAMs in the Kingdom of Canada. And thank you, Queen Romana, and all of your wonderful new royal decrees under the natural law. And we are all going to be abundant with our financial and with our natural resources. And with our med beds, we will be able to work and be what we want to be.
Exactly.
And all our educated IMs, not indoctrinated IMs.
And the IMs are the most important, the VIPs, because they are our future. And we will move them forward in the right way into abundance.
Exactly.
And they will flourish, and it's just wonderful.
So
Anything else?
I thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, excellent.
Yes, I thank both of you
Nice.
because you brought a lot of things about the provinces to me that I
Yes.
didn't realize, and then with
I
you.
learned something today.
Yeah,
and
they're
well,
abundant in all resources, not
Yeah.
just oil and water and wheat, that's for sure.
So I hope the IMs that watch our sessions with the Kingdom of Canada ministers are learning a bit more about what we do have in the Kingdom of Canada and what we're bringing forward and what our responsibilities are, and that we are for the IMs, and we are in the era now with the new timeline of Queen Romana.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Peace and prosperity.
So peace,
Peace.
peace, love, and prosperity until the next session. And thank you very much for spending the time with us. And we had a few glitches along the way, but hang in there and we do get back to it. So have a wonderful day and thank you for your time.